guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I am going to show you this party ready smoky eyes makeup look, definitely at nighttime and more aiming for the fall. So if you want to learn how I created this look step by step, please keep on watching. So the first thing that I did is I grabbed my Smashbox all matte eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to grab the color Grounded with my 224 brush. I did apply an eye base before applying the eyeshadows. I just forgot it to record it on camera, but I did apply an eye base. And then what I'm doing now is just applying that color right on my crease from the inner corner of the eye to the outer corner of the eye, and then just blending it out, just making sure there's no harsh lines, and then you take your time. And then I grab a more smaller brush and I grab this shade Jolt, which is a little bit more darker because I really wanted to really accentuate the crease and make it more deeper and more set. So I just using here the 221 brush by MAC to just make sure it is a little bit more deeper, more darker, as I mentioned earlier. And then I am just going back and forth and right concentrated. You see when I open my eyes, you can see that natural shadow where the eye folds. So if it's more helpful, you can open your eyes and just really concentrate that color there. The next thing that I grab is the Lasting Drama Slick Onyx Eye Pencil by Maybelline. What I did is I am going to apply this all over my lid. This doesn't have to be precise, but this pencil is waterproof, so that's gonna make your eye makeup last even longer and just make it crease proof. And you have to work with it very fast because once it dries, it really sets. So that's why I love these pencils so much, because they really are like waterproof resistant. Like they're super bold and really amazing pencils. So what I did is just I grabbed these blending brush from Motives, and I'm just like really trying to blend the edges, and it doesn't have to be perfect at this point. And then what I did is I went back to the pencil and then I lined my upper waterline and my lower waterline with the same pencil, and then I am going to grab that blending brush from Motives and start blending out my bottom lash line to create the more smoke out effect overall around the whole eye. This is just gonna be a base, because when you just apply a black eyeshadow, sometimes it just becomes like gray and not like a true black, and I wanted it to be a true black. So that's why I'm using this as a base, and then I'm applying the shadow on top. So that's a great tip if you want the black to be like a true black, or like a more like crease proof color. I don't know, but you get, hopefully you get the point. And then when I'm doing that, so I went back to the 224 brush and just blend out the edges a little bit to just make sure that everything is nice and blended. And then as you can see, that color that I showed you, which is a black, is called Blackout. It's not really a kind of like a true black when you apply it on. So as you can see, once I apply it on top of that eye pencil, it really becomes like true black, like a true color, because it really grabs the pigment. So yeah, that's a great tip if you want to apply it to like a smoky eye look. So yeah, so what I'm doing is with a pencil brush, I'm just applying the shade like very lightly on the, not lightly, but pressing it and very softly on the eye, so I don't get a lot of fallouts. I did apply the foundation already. So that's why I'm trying to really be careful. And then I am going to just blend out the edges right in the socket of the eye again, and grabbing a little bit more color from the palette, those brown shades that I used earlier, the color Jolt, and right applying it on that area to just blend out the edges of the black shadow that I applied on the lid. And I'm going back and forth, doing windshield wiper motion and really blending it upward to the tail of my eyebrow, just to make sure it gives a nice faded effect. Then I am going to grab my Moon Dust eyeshadow palette from Decay, and I'm giving you swatches here so you can see how nice these shadows are. They're like metallic shadows, perfect for fall. That palette is actually from their fall collection, so I thought I'll give it a try because I fell in love with the shadows and how pigmented they are. So the great thing is like these eyeshadows are awesome. They work awesome when you apply them with your fingers, because the warmth of your finger just really makes that metallic shadow stick to your lid, and that just gives it like a nice touch for nighttime. And then once the light hits it, it's just gonna look sparkly and it's gonna make your eyes look a lot better. And then I'm going to use the Master Precise curvy liquid liner, and what I'm going to do is just draw a very tight liner to my lashes. That way it hides the lash band from the fake lashes. And this step you can skip. I just think this makes a little bit of a difference, so that's why I do it. So then I'm using here the Huda Beauty. They're called Raquel lashes. And I'm going to curl my lashes first and apply a little bit of mascara, just because I don't like to apply mascara on my fake lashes. That way it gives more wears to the fake lashes. You can wear them more because they don't become clumpy and all that stuff. So yeah, and then I'm just here applying my lashes, and once I do that, what I'm going to do is to start cleaning up my under eye area to do concealer and finish up the rest of my face. So what I did is I grabbed a Q-tip with a little bit of moisturizer to just make sure even my under eye area keeps hydrated and yeah, clean and doesn't turn red from, you know, the whole cleaning thing. And then I am going to apply concealer. I'm using here this new one from Kat Von D. It's called Lock It Concealer, and I'm using the shade Cool. And I actually love this concealer. It's actually very creamy. It covers very well. And then I'm going to grab the Sculpt Series highlight and contour palette from Modest, and I'm going to use my favorite contour shade from the palette, which is the lighter shade. There's two shades and I'm using the lighter shade, and I'm just starting to draw two lines from my ear down my mouth, and I'm just blending it out. So this is actually one of my favorite brushes to use to blend my contour when I don't use the beauty blender. So what I'm going to do now is actually first blend my contour and then blend my highlight. I don't know why I wanted to do this different. So sometimes I do that when I have more time. I just feel like everything makes a difference. The little things that you do to your makeup, it makes a difference. So I love to use this brush. As you can see, it blends very nicely on the skin. And what I'm gonna do after I blend everything is touch it up with the beauty blender and blend my highlight with the beauty blender. So I also like to contour around my jawline just so it accentuates it and it makes it more sharper. So yeah, because as you can see, I have fat cheeks, so I try to make my face look a little bit more slimmer. And then I'm going to blend the highlight with my beauty blender and everything else around my face. And as you can see, I'm just making sure there's no harsh lines even from the brush that I use, because even if you don't see it, there is like really tiny lines that brushes create on your skin, and that's why I love to use a sponge for the foundation application, because it just makes that difference. It gives you that airbrush finish. So there you go. I'm finishing up, blending everything, all the edges. And then once I do that, I'm gonna start setting with a powder, and I'm gonna use the Shiseido translucent powder and the brush from Kat Von D, and I'm gonna set underneath my eyes. I'm actually not gonna apply a lot of powder on my skin, because the foundation that I use is Lock It from Kat Von D as well, and it's a matte foundation and my skin is dry, so I don't want to use a lot of powder. So I'm just gonna set wear a little bit with this translucent powder, and I'm just gonna leave the rest the way that it is, so it just gives that natural body glow. And then I'm going to put mascara to my bottom lashes, and I'm using the Telescopic mascara from Loreal. And then I'm applying the highlighter, and this is from Artist Couture in the shade Gold Digger, which I absolutely love. As you can see, is amazing. This highlighter is so beautiful. When you want to glow, especially for nighttime, you really want to go a little extra. And then I apply a little bit on my Cupid's bow to start to finish up with the lips. And then I'm using here the shade Ecstasy from Gerard Cosmetics, and I'm just lining up my lips before the lipstick. And then I'm using Tawny Rose by Jouer Cosmetics, which is one of my favorite shades for fall. This is one of their shades for their fall collections, and I just fell in love with it because it's just like a mauve shade. It's so pretty. It's like a nude. It's just beautiful, and I thought it complemented the makeup very well. So here's the end result, guys. I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and leave me your comments below, because I love reading your comments and reading your feedback. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!